Tiny slime just wobbled its body a few times. Unexpectedly, its size turned into a giant monster. Seeing this scene nearly scared Koba to death. He quickly opened the status panel and discovered. Turns out Little E had evolved into an extra large slime again. Not only that, it had also gained a transformation skill. What kind of skill is this? Look.
大きくなったり小さくなったりできるみたいだよ。
小さくもなれるのか？
やってみるね。
Looking at the slime scattered all over the ground, Koba couldn't help but start worrying. With so many little ones, how would cooking work in the future? Luckily, these were just clones. Only the main body actually needed to eat. Just a short while ago, Koba and the demon wolf had rescued a merchant caravan. Their destination was the kingdom of Hater, so they decided to travel together. As soon as night fell, the demon wolf urged Koba to fulfill the promise he made earlier that day. Koba deliberately found a secluded clearing. He asked the demon wolf what it wanted to eat.
肉だ。また肉？
主、水門肉がいい。
そうか。じゃあお肉にするか。
Such obvious favoritism, the demon wolf didn't even want to comment anymore. For dinner, Koba planned to make fried meat chunks. First, he cut the meat into evenly sized pieces and put them in a bag. Then added garlic and seasonings, massaged it to let the meat fully absorb the juices. After marinating, he added some flour and shook it evenly. Then dropped the meat chunks into hot oil and fried them until golden brown.
同じ小道具なのにしょっぱいのとあっさりので味が違う。美味しいよ主。
Little E's praise made Koba very happy. Meanwhile, the demon wolf had nearly finished an entire bowl. Looks like he'd need to make a few more batches to satisfy it. Just as Koba was about to continue cooking, unexpectedly, the aroma of fried meat attracted the nearby merchant caravan. Seeing this, Koba invited everyone to have a taste. But once they tried it, they couldn't stop. Helplessly, Koba had to serve both sides. Soon, all the meat was completely gone, and he didn't even get a single scrap for himself. The next day, everyone successfully arrived at a city in the kingdom of Hater. Koba first went to the Adventurers Guild, but the receptionist found that his guild card had been deactivated because even the lowest ranked adventurer must complete at least one quest per month. Otherwise, the guild card would be revoked. To extend the validity, just leveling up once would add 3 more months. Hearing this, Koba felt helpless. With no other choice, he decided to re-register. Koba told the receptionist he has now added yet another contracted magical beast and pulled Little E out of his bag. But the moment they saw Little E, the surrounding adventurers all burst into laughter. Koba didn't plan to explain anything. Then Koba went to the monster dissection warehouse and happened to run into the guards who had traveled with him. They wanted to take a look at Koba's prey. Koba didn't refuse when he heard that, but when they saw the mountain of monsters, they were nearly jaw-dropped in shock because most of the monsters were A rank. Some they had never even seen before. Even the dissection master felt his blood boiling with excitement. He knew just how rare these high-level monsters were. Just talking about the meat, an average person probably couldn't afford it in their lifetime. Hearing this, Koba and the demon wolf are both looking forward to future meals. But the nearby guards' expressions changed, thinking back to the premium meat chunks they ate last night and the scene of ravenous devouring. They immediately bowed 90 degrees to Koba. Koba told them not to worry about it. He had plenty more of that meat anyway, but they still felt guilty, so they recommended a very good inn to Koba. To avoid having his guild card revoked again, Koba decided to raise his adventurer rank first, then head to another city. As he was getting ready to sleep, he suddenly heard the goddess's voice in his ear. Koba realized he had forgotten to pray again, so he quickly opened the online market, picked out a bunch of discounted puddings as offerings to the goddess. After finishing this task, Koba could finally get some proper rest. Early the next morning, Koba got ready to go to the guild to pick up a quest. He wanted to choose the simplest herb gathering task. Although it would level him up slowly, it was much safer, but the demon wolf wanted him to go hunt goblins instead. That way, it could taste sea monsters sooner. To convince Koba, the demon wolf even tried to win over Little E.
なにおじいちゃん。
三段を打ちまくって戦いたくはないか？
戦うの？
スイ、戦うのは危ないからさ、もっと安全に。
スイ、指輪ってやりたいな。
Koba was on the verge of tears. He still wanted to make one last attempt to resist, so he tried to persuade Little E to go gather herbs. Unexpectedly, Little E said that whatever medicine was needed, it could produce it itself and didn't need to gather herbs. With no other choice, Koba had to accept the goblin extermination quest. After entering the forest, the demon wolf was the first to spot the goblins. Before Koba could even react, Little E had already sprayed and killed 3 goblins. According to the quest, Koba had to cut off the goblins' ears. To prove the extermination was successful, Koba did it, suppressing his inner fear. But just as he finished, Koba collapsed to the ground. Just as he was starting to recover, a large group of goblins suddenly appeared behind him. Little E got even more excited. With the demon wolf's help, very quickly, Little E sprayed and killed the entire group of goblins. Seeing that Little E still wasn't satisfied, the demon wolf grabbed Koba and headed straight to the goblins' main base. In just a few minutes, Little E wiped out all the goblins in one go.
楽しかった。主、ありがとう。大好き。
Although Little Yi's gratitude made Kuba feel a bit better, he now had to cut off hundreds of ears. After finishing, Kuba was completely drained of the will to live, and he had no idea how to deal with all the corpses. The area was too close to the town. If left unattended, it could attract a horde of magical beasts, which would be bad. Upon hearing this, the demon wolf said they could just have Little E dissolve all the corpses.
できるよ。全部溶かしちゃっていいの。
おう。
ちょっと待ってて。
Little E shook its body and instantly transformed into a massive creature, then split into countless tiny slimes. In the blink of an eye, it dissolved the mountain of goblin corpses completely. Kuba asked the demon wolf, had it ever seen a slime like this before? The demon wolf said it had lived for thousands of years, and this was its first time seeing one like that. After the quest was completed, everyone was a bit hungry, so Kuba bought all kinds of bread from the supermarket. After eating and drinking their fill, Kuba took out the quest certificate and couldn't help but feel emotional. The plan he had to level up over 3 months was completed in just one day.